Inserting the pistons. Here we go. Needed to go find my pistons. And oh, there it is. Put this guy out here. We are going to need 4 of them. So I'm going to put all 4 of them out to begin with. Green check mark. Now, here's the problem. This curve at the bottom needs to be facing the same direction as the curve on the cams. So I have to rotate them. To do that, I'm going to arrow up so I can kind of see what I'm doing. If you click on any one of them, it brings up some arrows here. I'm going to use the one that's showing this x-axis, and I'm going to grab it and move it until it says 90 degrees. And then I can just click off. Do it with the same with the next one. Rotate it so it says 90 degrees. And then click off. Next, rotate it so it says 90 degrees. Click off. And the last one, rotate it so it says 90 degrees. Off. And the reason for that is that's going to make it easier for us to line everything up. If you don't do that to begin with, it's just going to be harder later as we try to line everything up here. You're going to have to do multiple steps instead of just a single step. Okay, we are now going to use the slider mate. This is going to allow this piston to slide in and out of our little square hole here. So, slider mate, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to zoom in, and I want to find the exact center of our little square on our piston guide. Click. I'm now going to zoom out and I'm going to find the exact center of the top of our piston. Click, and it's lined up in place. Green check mark. Now you'll notice it's inside the shape here, but this is a computer and so it really doesn't matter at this moment. When I grab it and move it, it only moves up and down. It can't move left and right or forward and backwards. It's locked in place, only sliding up and down. The next one, and here's our powerful tool, is the tangent tool. The tangent tool is going to allow this curve of our piston to touch this curve of our cam, and together they're going to rotate. Every time this rotates, this is going to slide up and down as the cam moves around. So, tangent, I'm going to choose, and you need to make sure you're not choosing an edge or the flat. We want the curve. Click. I'm going to come down here and choose this surface. Click. And you'll notice they didn't snap together and everything on the side here turned red. So what we need to do is we need to flip our arrow. Flip. And as soon as you do that, everything goes back to gray. They bump together, green check mark. And now, when I turn my turn the axle, the piston moves up and down. And we're going to do the same for all 3 of these. So, slider mate, turn it so I can see what I'm doing. Zoom in, we want the top center of the square. Zoom out, we want the top center of the piston. Click, green check mark. We need to grab it and move it up, otherwise it gets confused. Then I'm going to choose tangent. Got to zoom in, choose my curve, and this time it already locked into place. It didn't need to be rotated. Everybody's green over here, or gray, not red. Green check mark. 2 more to go. Slider mate. Zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. Oops, come on. Center of the square. Zoom out. Center of the top of the piston. Green check mark. Pull it up so it's outside of it. Tangent, zoom in, choose my curve, Didn't have to rotate it. We're fine. Green check mark. Last one. Slider mate. Center of the guide. Center of the top of the piston. Green check mark. Pull it up so I can see what I'm doing. Tangent. Click. Click. Bumped into place. Green check mark. Remember, if they don't bump into place immediately and everything turns red over here, all you have to do is change the direction of the arrow. So I have my tangent. All you'd have to do is change the direction of the arrow. If it lines up and everything's red, that just means the arrow is pointing the wrong direction. So there you go. When I come back to my Revolute number 1, 2-finger click, animate, play, and everybody is moving. Look at that. Everybody's moving. Just exactly the way I want it to be. And there you go. Take a screenshot of that. Make sure I can see all the pieces, that they're all lined up. Everybody's locked in place. Good luck.